Why is it that so many people see the word feminist as a negative thing?
Because I think that feminism has long been associated with the most extreme versions of it. So people think a feminist is sort of a crazy woman who hates men and doesn't shave and, right? And so all of these sort of really crazy negative stereotypes I think have been attached to feminism, and so people don't want to associate with it. Right? There are people who've said to me, why do you call yourself feminist? Why don't you just say you're a humanist or an equalist? But that is what feminism is. Right? Feminism is about justice for everyone, but you have to name a problem. And the problem is it's women who've been excluded, so we need to call it what it is.
Back to that dress code.
Yeah.
Growing up, we are told, oh, cover your legs. Don't dress into something very short, which is good advice. But why are you attaching that advice to you will entice men?
Yeah.
You will do this to men. Yes. So we grow up feeling like we've already committed a crime. So we have to hide ourselves. Yet the rule thing should be men stop raping women. Men. That is why we see that in these conversations, we should have more men than women, because society taught women to be emancipated, but it never taught men how to handle emancipated women. So that is why we see that. Oh, so your question.
As a Nigerian woman who also happens to be an Igbo woman, I am a feminist. Yes. What do you mean? When my culture does not allow me to inherit property because I am a woman? Yes. I am a feminist. When a landlord refused to rent an apartment to me in Enugu because he wanted to talk to my father because he does not do business with women, and I was the one paying, I am a feminist. When a male child is more important than 10 of me, I am a feminist. I don't know. Yes, so I am a feminist. In fact, I even claim other people to be feminists too. I am a feminist. I believe in equal rights for women. As a Nigerian woman, when a man hits on me and I tell him no, the next thing is to come in and share. I am a feminist. Let us all be stubborn feminists.
I don't know if it's just me, but have you guys noticed how social media feminists are always like, I don't need a man, I can do whatever a man can do. And every time they say that, they were talking about monetary things, like you just bought a car or a house or you're a CEO, you know? And to me, it's funny because that's all you think masculinity is. Like, you think masculinity is money and cars and positions. Like, there's so much more to masculinity than that. So now it's got me thinking, like, is social media feminism a hate train against men? Like, is it a means to devalue them and to make them feel useless in society? Because if you're saying, I got a car and I got a house, I don't need a man, then it means that you're saying that there's no reason that men should exist if we have monies and cars. And to me, you're misinformed, because there's so much, it goes so much deeper than that. To me, it just shows me that girls don't really know what feminism is. And I sort of hesitate to call myself a feminist, and I sort of like shy away from those movements on social media. If femininity can only thrive at the expense of men being devalued or seen as useless, then I don't think I want to participate in that, because I believe that men and women can coexist, and one's power doesn't take away the other's power. And I do understand that, like, yeah, men are not good people, men are a reason behind a lot of problems in this world, but I don't think that we're being real if we act like we don't need them. I personally don't want to do what men can do. Like, I don't care to be like men. I don't care to compete with men because I'm not a man. I enjoy being a woman. I enjoy indulging in things that make me feminine. I enjoy in exploring and learning more about my femininity so that I can become more of that. Like, I'm not interested in being like a man in any way whatsoever. So yeah, guys, let's try to educate ourselves before we start going around spreading unnecessary false narratives in the quest to gain power, because we don't have to be powerful in our femininity by competing with men. That is not necessary, and I'm personally not doing that.
I am convinced that a lot of you that claim to be feminist on this app don't even know the meaning of feminism. You people think that feminism is all about hating on men. No, it is not. Feminism is about equality. Equality. Do you understand what I'm saying? Feminism is women being treated the same way men are being treated. Feminism is the reason why you have the right to vote as a woman. Feminism is the reason why you have the right as a woman to apply for jobs and you will get it. Feminism is the reason why as a woman you can be the CEO of the company. Feminism is the reason why women can go into politics. Feminism is the reason why women can go into business. It is not about hating men. That is not what feminism is all about. When a woman speaks up for men, you people call them pick me. Most of you that is calling me a pick me because of what I said, even if you become a pick me, they cannot even pick you. Most of you that is there saying all this rubbish on my comment section, your face is shaped like that of a new age charger. Your page is reeking of poverty. Instead of you to take time and know what you can do to upgrade your life as a woman, you are here following somebody that is mentally deranged, coming to my page to chat rubbish to me. If you are a feminist, know what feminism stands for. Feminism stands for equality and not hating on men. I hope you understand.
Women that are able to say, no wonder you got raped though, I mean, look at what you're wearing, are one of the most dangerous human beings on this planet. As a woman, if you feel that feminists are a problem in society, you are one of the most dangerous human beings that has lived on this planet. We have communities that actually cut off women's private parts so that they cannot enjoy sex, because women are literally in those communities, women are made for men's pleasure. For a very long time, women have been programmed to think that they were created from a rib. They were created for the purposes of men, for their pleasure. As a woman, we had to fight for the right to have our own bank accounts. As a woman, we have to fight for the right to be paid the same wage doing the same job as a man. Every day, how many women are killed through domestic violence in this 2025? In this 2025, women are still dying through natural birth. Women are dying through childbirth. As a woman, we have men think that because they paid bride price for, they have the right to do absolutely anything and everything to that woman that he calls wife. We still have women protecting perpetrators. Yeah. We have women that are still protecting their marriage whilst their girl child are raped by the men in the home. We have women in the family that still thinks that we need to protect the family name while the girl child is raped by a male in that family. We have women that will choose their husbands over their child that has been raped. You want to come and tell me that you're not a feminist as a woman and you don't believe in women's rights? Are you mad? Are you stupid?
For example, if I were to get married to a man, but if I was to... Unfortunately, I still find men attractive, but we'll see how long that's going to last. But if I were to get married to a man, I would only be marrying a man who is putting land, properties, and assets in my name. Oh, sorry, what's funny? You know what, that's interesting that we're laughing about that, because it sounds ridiculous, right? The idea that a woman would want security when we know that men are unreliable. Not only are they unreliable, they are a woman's apex predator. That's right, the man you're laying with could kill you. And so when we are encouraging women to get married, we are encouraging women to step 1 inch closer to our death. Unless we are encouraging the women we are emboldening to get married to enter this decision with their best interest at heart. Yes, it is controversial to talk about money and assets and land and properties when discussing marriage, because we're taught to follow the distraction of love, romantic love. What about love? Well, this is all about love. The man who loves me will make sure that I am secure for the rest of my life. But unfortunately, most marriages are not structured or approached in that way. Women are taught to approach marriage from a place of leading with emotion. Again, that's to distract us, because if we put our emotions aside and focus on the logic and the rationale and the reality of how will this benefit me, most women will not marry men. We will be in commune with each other and leave the men to fend for themselves.
Things men don't want to hear, part 5. A lot of us men don't like feminists or feminism because we feel like it's an attack on our masculinity. And that's because so much of our masculinity is rooted in the oppression of women. And because feminism seeks to liberate women from that oppression, we feel attacked. I know I didn't want to hear that.
One of the biggest mistakes women make is make their lives about get a guy, get a house, get married, and have kids. Because once you make your life that narrow, you have to compromise and compromise and compromise until all of a sudden you have no options. You have nowhere to go. You can't move. You can't shift. You can't go to the side. You don't have any independence and any power. Independence is not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. And you ought to have a bigger life, a life that involves passions and interests and opportunities and things that excite you that are unrelated to whether or not you got this guy or not. Does a couple of things for you. Number one, it gives you leverage in a relationship because you're not defined solely by that relationship. It is a big part of you. It is a good part of you, but you can.
I don't think people understand what feminism stands for. I think people are very confused about what feminism stands for. It's not about berating guys. It's not about hating men. Basically, a feminist is someone who says, give me the ability as a woman to make my own decisions without being judged. That's